This video is sponsored by Audible. Do you ever want to start a book on the go? This is the solution I use to listen wherever I'm at. If you join Audible by going to audible.com/scaretheater in the description or texting scaretheater to 500-500, you will have instant access to a countless number of audiobooks. I've been really pleased with the fact that Audible gives you a free credit every month to get any audiobook you want, while unused credits roll over to the next month. You'll also be able to build your own audiobook library that you will keep forever, even if you cancel. Right now I'm listening to I Am Legend since I enjoyed the movie so much, and I highly recommend it. Start a 30-day free trial with Audible today by visiting audible.com/scaretheater in the description or text scaretheater to 500-500 and get any audiobook free along with 2 Audible originals. Many people join YouTube with ambitions of making it big and creating content that will be enjoyed by many. People will put hours upon hours into their content, trying to perfect it to achieve this goal. Unfortunately, for every success you see, there are also many failures. When one finds success doing this after all their hard work, you'd think the last thing they want to do is abandon it all with absolutely no warning whatsoever. But that's exactly what happened to the well-known creator, Shima Luan. Those of you familiar with Shima Luan will know her as a prominent narrator for the popular YouTube channel PlanetDolan, but her influence goes back a bit further than that. Shima joined YouTube back in 2008 and began uploading in 2015. She started out narrating old books by Kurt Vonnegut and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Her soothing narration voice was loved by her viewers at the time, and this eventually led her to working for PlanetDolan, taking on the persona of the familiar pink cat that was designed for her. Most of her appearances took place on Dolan's second channel, Super PlanetDolan, where she participated since pretty much the beginning of the channel. She became a very well-known member of the crew, and people loved her. Through her exposure here, she built an even bigger fan base, attracting them toward her channel by posting bloopers from the Super PlanetDolan videos. Her online presence expanded further than that, though. She also did weekly live streams with another member of the PlanetDolan crew, Hellbent. Shima had a pretty good thing going for her. The public adored her, and she was on her way to much greater success. Then, one day, out of nowhere, she went dark. The final video that Shima ever appeared in was Do Penguins Have Knees by Super PlanetDolan. This was on September 25th, 2016, but she had been off the grid even before this, as that video was recorded quite a bit before the release date. On August 11th, 2017, PlanetDolan uploaded a video in which he addressed the disappearance. He essentially said he doesn't know where she is and just hopes that she's okay.
But I'm going to reiterate, we don't know where she is, she just vanished off the internet one day. I really hope she's okay, but, none of us have heard from her.
This differs from when he last addressed this in 2016, where he said he knew that she was okay.
Now, a lot of you have been asking, where Shima's been. She hasn't been on Twitter or her own channel or anything like that. And the simple answer is, we don't really know either. We know that she's safe, but she's stopped talking to pretty much everyone.
But at this point, he only says he hopes she's okay. This very clearly worried a lot of Shima's fans, who deeply missed her. No one was quite sure what had happened. There didn't seem to be anything wrong. In her last upload on her personal channel, she expressed how grateful she was for all the support she got from everyone. Then the next moment, she's gone. As you'd expect, someone with a large following doesn't just go missing without their fanbase coming together to speculate on what happened. I dug into some of the most popular theories, so I'll tell you my thoughts on those, and then I'll tell you what I think happened to her. But before we get into that, I want to address something. If you go researching this on your own, you're likely to come across a channel called Shima Luan or Fancy Potato, who post a series of cryptic videos, and at the start of the channel, even claim to be Shima. This channel is just part of an ARG based on Shima called Finding Shima. I'm not even going to go into depth with this because it's completely unrelated to what we're discussing here. Unsurprisingly, there were quite a few people who immediately suspected the worst. that she had passed away unexpectedly. One event that fueled these rumors was a user named Mischief Kirby making a comment on a Shima Luan Wikipedia page. He claimed that he was an animator that worked for PlanetDolan under the name Rare Kirby. He goes on to say that Shima was in the hospital since the day of her disappearance and died on December 11th, 2017. He leaves a link to her obituary. So, there are a few issues with this one. For one, there seems to be absolutely no connection between Rare Kirby and PlanetDolan, so his credibility is already shaky. Then we combine that with the fact that the link to the obituary doesn't work, and there are no archives of it ever working. And finally, the name in the obituary is Shima Luan, which should be the biggest indicator this is a load of bullshit. Her real name obviously isn't Shima Luan. In one of her videos, she actually explains why she chose the pseudonym Shima Luan.
I chose Shima because it means island, and thinking I could play off of the saying, no man is an island. The game's second life came along. It required me to pick a surname from a list, and Luan was the one that I liked the most. I've been using Shima Luan ever since.
And even if that were her real name, it's not even spelled correctly in the link. Also, contrary to this claim, there's evidence that Shima was cited online a few times after her disappearance. One claim is from someone seeing her YouTube light up as active for a moment, and another sighting is from her logging into a community Minecraft server a few months after she went missing. Of course, this is only anecdotal, but regardless, I believe that Shima is still alive and well. It's also popular opinion that one thing that contributed to Shima abandoning YouTube was her avatar. The furry community got a hold of this image, and of course, they did what they do best, sexualized it. Many people believe these sexualized images of Shima's persona made her uncomfortable and contributed to her going dark. I also really doubt this theory holds much weight. Shima herself actually addressed this in a Q&A video she did back in 2015.
It doesn't really bother me since I don't go looking for it. I know that for some people this is their way of showing appreciation for the character, and besides, this is the internet.
So we can scrap this theory. Finally, we have what seems to be the most popular theory on what happened to Shima. It is highly speculated that her personal information was exposed, and as a result, she left. This theory sparked when a user named ToolDrive made a comment on a video discussing Shima's disappearance. He claimed that he saw a video from a person who has a reputation for exposing people online with hidden identities. Apparently, this guy posted a picture of Shima along with where she lived. Another user replied saying he witnessed the same thing, adding that the image of her depicted her sitting in front of her computer wearing headphones with a microphone in front of her. I have to say, I'm not sold on this theory either. Neither of these users were able to give us any real information about the person who exposed Shima when questioned. ToolDrive simply said he found the post on Facebook in 2016 and couldn't find it anymore. Additionally, there seems to be no other reliable record of this ever happening. Considering the number of people focused on Shima at the time of her disappearance, this doesn't seem like the type of thing that would just disappear. Without any real evidence supporting this, I'm not buying it. Now here's what I think happened to Shima. It's not as dramatic as any of the other theories, but I think it's the most realistic. While addressing Shima's disappearance, Dolan did say things like this have happened before.
And look, she has done this before. When we get guest appearances on for SPD, that's because she'd vanished for 3 months at a time without warning, and so...
He even said that he sometimes would still see her name pop up on Steam, but she'd never respond to him.
Sometimes her name will pop up on Steam, so we're pretty sure she's still alive, but she can't spend 5 seconds to let us know she's okay or that, she's not coming back.
He goes on to say her aversion to confrontation is probably a result of her anxiety.
We assume it's because she has anxiety and that's why. It just sucks.
Honestly, this leads me to think that for whatever reason, Shima just decided she no longer wanted to do this and stopped. And based on what Dolan said, this is the reason why she hasn't actually addressed it. After the 1 year mark, I think her anxiety solidified her decision to never come back, since making a return after all of this will lead to some awkwardness and potential backlash. I definitely don't think Shima is in any type of danger, but I'm also nearly certain that she is never coming back. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.